through the Panama Canal every year, taking in an annual revenue of more than $2.5 billion. Papua New Guinea is the most linguistically...
The National Center for Technology Management, an agency of the Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, presents a two-day Science, Technology and Innovation Management Forum, aptly themed The Roles of Science, Technology and Innovation, STI, in Development at the Grassroots Level. Date is 17th and 18th of November 2022. Venue, NASATEM Headquarters of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. This forum is designed to provide a platform for science, technology and innovation technocrats to brainstorm on topical issues in STI for sustainable development, to enable stakeholders to collaborate and network in the deployment of STI to the key sectors of the economy, to discuss how STI can be used to enhance inclusive development at the grassroots, among others. Participants expected at the forum are directors of science and technology and Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, STI practitioners in the academia and the private sector, including the general public. For inquiries, please call 0806 070 2979. NASATEM, Managing Technology for Sustainable Development.
It's another beautiful Tuesday morning on AM Cafe OSBC TV. Yes, live on Star Times 113 and 502 on Free TV. You can as well log on to our YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe to the channel as you watch us OSBC TV on YouTube. It's a beautiful time here as the rains did I say the rains are of course ending, or the rains are ended already, but definitely we are fast approaching the end of the year 2022, but the days ahead are still enough for us to experience great things in our lives. My name is Benga Family, welcoming you on board another time on AM Cafe as we look at development at the grassroots level as it relates to science, tech, and innovation. Science, technology, innovation. None of these three words is strange to us anymore. But how do we talk about technology at the grassroots level? How do we talk about science at the grassroots level? How do we talk about innovation at the grassroots level? With me in the house this morning is the spokesperson for NASATEM, National Center for Technology Management, joining us in the studio to do justice to this conversation. Please welcome with me Mr. Isaac Olui. It's a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Great to be here.
Yes, science, tech, and innovation. We know science, we know technology, we know innovation. We know these words, but let's start by looking at each of these words. Could you please explain, because of especially the last word, innovation? Just shed a little light on the differences between these words.
All right, thank you very much once again. When we talk science, technology, and innovation, a lot of people actually believe that these are words beyond us, and they're actually not beyond us. A lot of argument has occurred, which one precedes the other. Is it science that comes before technology, or technology before science? Some will tell you science precedes technology. Some also will argue that technology is about that application of knowledge that you are picking from science. But science is all about knowledge, the basic knowledge you are talking about. So the argument usually is about between the chicken and the egg, which one actually comes first. But the bottom line is that the way I always love to break this thing down is the impact that the three have. When we talk of innovation appears to be the critical component that we seem to be emphasizing more now. And we tell people that all technology does is that technology makes life easy for people. And I give a very good example. Let's take spoon, for instance. Prior to the usage of spoon to to it. We're using our hands, particularly from here. Imagine you eating with your hands, and at the same time you want to work on laptop. Definitely you will smear the keyboard in the process. Okay? I don't want to smear the keyboard and I want to eat my food at the same time. Get that thing done. What can I do? If you take spoon alone to begin to take the food in, then you can do two things at the same time. Basically, in the simplest form. That's what technology actually does. For science, it's an inquiry into a particular. We want to know how has it come to be.
When you talk about technology, are we talking about tools, the use of tools?
Basically, if I tell people that technology
from the prehistoric
anything that makes life easy for you,
all right,
it's actually technology.
Okay.
And by the time you're not talking of innovation, this time, innovation will come in different forms. We talk of process innovation, we talk of product innovation. Okay? It is not something that is entirely new that we actually refer to as being an innovation. The thing may not be new, it will only be an improvement.
It's like there has always been innovation.
Yeah,
since
something that has been in existence prior to now. And we feel that, okay, can we improve? It could be the process.
Okay.
I give you an example. Recently I was teaching in a class and I showed them a particular picture. The common ogi that we take. The way they've always been packaging ogi is either it's in nylon or in any other format. Some guys woke up one day and then say, why can't we package this ogi in powdered form and let it look like a pig milk?
That's right. And let
they
it
have
look
not
like
done something
the pig,
new.
Like the pig milk.
Oh, they've not done anything new. Ogi has always been in existence. What did they work on? They worked only on packaging. The process of taking, at times you look at it, okay, this is
rather than presenting it wet, they present it dry.
Dry, and also
they changed that too.
Packaged in a very good way.
Okay.
That will make it attractive to anybody. Personally, I don't like taking ogi, but looking at it, I could be compelled to buy something like that because of the way.
So the act of converting from wet material substance to dry, is that innovation?
To them, that is innovation.
That's innovation.
Because in a way, before them, nobody had done that. They have changed the way we've always been seeing things. You take cowbell, for instance. Prior to the advent of cowbell, there have been picnic, there have been all sorts of things. Okay? These people came and they produced cowbell in sachet, smaller component that every home can actually purchase and buy.
Because the big one was becoming expensive.
Does that mean we've not been having milk or beverages in this? It has always been. What they did was to work on the way it has always been packaged. Okay, you go up top. For instance, now you want to sell vegetable oil. Okay, now you find vegetable oil in sachet. Putting it in sachet as against to bottle, that's also innovation. You understand? So the product could be what you are working on, or it could be the process leading to that product that you are changing the way it is done, or you are improving on how it has always been done. Because there is no one way that will fix all the problems. There are always many ways. The more we improve on the process, the more we improve on the product, or we come with something entirely new. And mind you, what is new in your environment might not be new somewhere else. But because it is new in your own environment, that is innovation. Because you have been doing it in a particular way in that environment. Somebody introduced something different.
So why does your center focus more on innovation in the terrain of science and technology? Because from your explanation, that means we can have innovation in every field. In arts, in business, we can. So, but you focus more on science and technology. Why?
Now, this is the point. Okay, in the business parlance, we talk about the 3 P's.
Yes.
We talk about the people, the product,
And the place.
and then the process.
And the process. Okay.
Those 3 things are key.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to juxtapose the 3 P's with also the concept of STI. Okay. Now, there's a process that will lead to a particular product for the people.
Okay.
Whatever process you are coming up with at any point in time in business is to generate either a product or a service which you are aiming at the people. Now, you have carried out a research in a particular area looking for knowledge there. Of what use is the knowledge if it is not applied to solve a particular problem? Okay? The knowledge we have, you move from that terrain of science. Now we have checked, we've seen, we have that we know that this is the way it works. But beyond the way it works, how can we then take this knowledge so that it becomes useful? Okay, that's where tech will come. That's why the argument is always there. Which one precedes the other? Technology, what technology is doing is now application of that knowledge.
Okay.
That is what we are trying to do. But when you apply this knowledge, is the application enough? If the application is not solving any problem, it's not changing any society, then something is missing, and that will be innovation.
So it's meaningless if we have application without
if you have science, you
solving
have
a problem.
and that innovation, nothing is changing. Nothing's actually happening. Okay, then there's a big problem. And then you put that one alongside the 3 P's in business that I just spoke about. Good process, good product, but to what end? It is to serve the people. So in everything we talk about, the people then become the centerpiece of our argument as our center. That no matter what you do in science, no matter what you do in technology, if these two, if that innovation component is missing, that will make it to rub off positively on the average man out there, then we have not started. And I'm going to link that to what we actually did as an agency in the last science and tech policy. For a long time, prior to 2012, it used to just be science and technology policy. But beyond this, okay, we introduced the innovation component when it was being reviewed in 2012. That no matter the direction we are going to, if we are not innovating, then there's no way this thing can bring about the kind of development we are talking about. It then means that science and tech will just be hanging in the balance if we don't make effort to begin to apply them to solve societal problems every day.
That means we can conveniently describe what you're trying to do as a kind of applied science, applied technology, whatever it is. Yes, like you explained, applying science through technology to solving problems. Okay, now, as part of what your center does, it's even nice you are naming it on problem solving. This is a country we believe we have abundance of problems. And this morning we want to focus on grassroots. The other time you talked about the way Ogi has always been packaged and some people changing it. Somebody argued that why is it that the way, for a long time, the echo we ate, the way we ate it is still the same way we eat it, the amala. And now, if you go into agriculture, for instance, why is it that the whole our forefathers used is like what we still use, minus the tractors the Oyinbos did? Are we guilty of not innovating at all? And how are you trying to bridge this gap?
Well, I would not say that we are guilty. We are not. And that's part of what we are set out to do, even with the program we have on Power Grid. Because we believe that whatever you don't know is actually more knowledgeable than you. So knowledge is key. If you keep on operating from the point of view of ignorance, you discover that you won't be able to do so much. Then what do we need to do? Because we believe as an agency that it is what you know in life that will give you an edge. And if you don't know it, there's nothing you can do about it. And that's why for a very long time now, what we've been trying to do is to sensitize the public, is to open the eyes of the public to the power of science, technology, and innovation. That we have applied different methods over time. What result have we been getting with these methods? The time for us now, this is 21st century. We cannot continue to go around with analog mind in a digital age.
Now, let me add this way. Sorry. Nigerians are talented, and people are trying to do things in very good ways, but in their own little way. There was a time we never knew the sachet water. All we knew was water inside nylon bag. You tie the mouth. That was what we knew. And at a time, some people put it inside ice pack to make it so that when there's so much sun. But somebody came up with the sachet inside water the way we do it today. People are trying to think. Your center, does your center exist such as if I have an innovation, your center can help me take it to the next level? Tell us a little more, the purposes your center...
Maybe I should quickly say this. If I want to put it in one sentence, what our agency does is that we try to support good governance.
Okay.
And when I say we try to support good governance with what we do, there is no sector of the economy that good governance does not run on positively.
Okay.
And I'm going to break it down, at least for the purpose of our viewers, so that they will understand what I mean, that we support good governance. As an agency, for instance, our activities are anchored on a tripod. And what is this tripod? A tripod of policy research, capacity building, and then consultancy. Okay? When I say policy research, particularly in science, technology, and innovation management, what we do in that area is that we pick issues of national interest, and then we research into it with one aim in mind. The aim is that we want to take away guesswork from governance. You cannot be ruling people based on guesswork. You can't direct affairs of the people based on guesswork. Therefore, we need empirical data. And usually that's what our policy research leads to. When we have this empirical data, then we are armed with facts to actually advise government on the direction to go.
So it becomes more practical for government to be able to help the people.
Yes. So what they are doing now is that they are not acting on guesswork. Whatever policy that comes as a result of the research we have done in that area can then direct us on the right path. And we don't stop there. The other thing we do is that now we have done this, there will be gaps that we have noticed. If government is saying that this is the direction we should go to, then our agency then takes it further. And from this our policy research, we've noticed XYZ gaps. And how do we fill these gaps? That's where we come in, and then we begin to give people cutting-edge knowledge in that particular area through training. We train people very well in that particular area, so that whatever direction government is saying, people are also armed.
When you say people, you mean any member of the public?
Definitely.
Through your programs.
There's nobody who does not require knowledge. That's why our programs, we have short-term programs that people can partake of in different areas. We have postgraduate diploma also in tech management. Okay? We have masters in that particular regard, because we believe that once people are well educated, in fact, we do what we do, anchoring it also on 3 E's. And when I say the 3 E's are: 1, we want to empower you, we want to educate you, and we want to open your eyes by enlightening you on opportunities that you can key into in your area.
Let's talk a little more about
Let me just link that one also to this STI forum that we want to have. We've looked at it over time. We've always talked about development. And when you talk of development, the way you can simplify development is also using that concept of STI I was talking about. Okay? This is where the people are. You want to move them from point A to point B, so that life can be better off for them, whether in terms of infrastructure, in terms of their day-to-day activities, in terms of what they put in. How best can you do this? For a long while, the approach has always been from top to bottom. Okay, if it's from top to bottom, how involved are the people we are also targeting? That's why we are saying, let's begin to look at the people at the grassroots. You check the grassroots. The food we are eating, even in the city, is coming from them. The question now is that how do they go about producing this food? The role that they play, how is it like? Are they the dregs of society? Are they being neglected? If so much is coming from our rural, then also there's a need for people that design policies, people that actually run the affairs of these people, to come together at a forum so that we can rub minds and then tell them a lot of activities that are laborious at that particular level can actually be simplified. And how can they do this? They can only do it using science, technology, and innovation. You will see some simple methods and tools that people can use. You mentioned O and Cutlass the other time. Okay? It's about knowledge. It's about knowing what to do. Okay? Recently, I watched a particular thing on YouTube. At a point, it looked so strange to me. And I said, let me try it. Whether this thing will actually work. Simple method. I just took a used bottle, water bottle. I cut it into two, removed the cork on top, put a hole inside the cork, and put it back and turn it upside down like an inverted pyramid. And I put it under the one I cut. Okay? I put water inside and I put soil on top. You know, the water is supplying is going through the hole. And I put vegetables there. And it worked. So the fear of saying that you started by saying rain has ended, that's another area. All we do in this part of the world is mostly rain-fed agriculture.
Rain-fed agriculture, that's it.
Things have actually moved beyond that. That is why we are saying the only way out of this is that no matter the level, the kind of technology we use at any level differ. Okay? One may still see it as being crude at a particular level, but the truth of the matter is that you have moved from where you used to be. And how can we get this done if we want to pass this kind of message across to people? It is for stakeholders in the science, technology, and innovation space to actually come together and then see how well. And this is exactly what we are set out to do on Thursday and Friday. Come and let's reason together.
Since our focus is on the grassroots,
yes.
Now let me use two case studies. I'm a fresh graduate, and I developed a method. Even the example you used, let's say you're a fresh graduate and you were the one that you just thought about that thing. So how can your center help that kind of a person to take that kind of innovation to the next level? There is another person, I'm a fresh graduate, and I felt like kilishi, for instance. That why is it that the only way kilishi is always prepared is inside newspaper and things like that? Can't I do a kind of packaging? Can't I have a kilishi with chicken flavor? Can't I have kilishi with fish flavor and things like that?
Interestingly, your example, we've talked about this kilishi technology at different forums.
So these individuals, how can they benefit from your center?
From our center, for instance, we have various departments. There's a department in my office called Technology, Innovation, and Enterprise Studies Department. Okay, and that's the department that can actually help such people. In my office, it's not that we are going to give you money or anything, but you have come up with something that we feel may actually bring about some development in society. What we do is that we link you to the correct stakeholders who can take up. Because what it means, whatever you have done is still at the level of an idea. It's more like a prototype. Okay? And now you are looking for either venture capitalists. You are looking for people who can take this your idea or your prototype to the next level. Okay? What we do in that regard is that we know we have people that can be of help to you and we know where they operate from, and we know their capabilities. So what we do now is to link you up, and that's what that department does. We have various departments focusing on different things also in the office. So the help we can render in that regard is link up. Okay? Because if you have any beautiful idea and you don't even know where they can help you to take it to the next level, it also becomes...
Do you also ideate? You have explained how you can help people develop their ideas,
yes.
But do you also ideate?
Where our own ideation comes from is in the area of knowledge that we render. Don't forget I said that we train people from time to time. And in some of our programs, you'll be exposed to things in entrepreneurship. Okay? And we don't just do any entrepreneurship. It is simply technological entrepreneurship. On that program, for instance, we actually teach people how to ideate. And in ideating, not just ideating anything, but something that is scalable. Something that can move from that small level and can trigger other economic activities in the marketplace. These are things we do.
You spoke about rain-fed agriculture the other time, that we focus too much on that. How is the center trying to help the country do better than just limiting ourselves to rain-fed?
I love that question. We are on a research in our office now that is on this issue of post-harvest losses and productivity in agriculture. You know, I mentioned something that we don't limit our scope to just one area. We work on diverse topical issues in the country that can actually help government in moving the nation forward. That's what we are doing in agriculture at the moment. You realize that more than 70% of agri-produce gets spoiled. Okay? How do we then mitigate these losses? Okay? That's one thing that we are working on now. We are about to wrap it up, which will actually help the nation. Okay? Establish it. What are the things what are the factors contributing to this? How do we solve this particular problem? So that an average farmer who produces tomatoes, for instance, can look at it, okay, I can actually stock my tomato even for 1 year. But with what technology? These are things we are bringing out to let them know. Some of these things actually exist. You discover that there are even indigenous ways of doing some of these things, probably because they were not properly documented when our forefathers were using them. We also have a program that we are trying to document various indigenous technologies that are indigenous to us, and they are working, but we don't seem to have them in a particular place where people will have access to them. In fact, the way we designed that other one is to look at them, okay, these indigenous technologies that can actually help us achieve the sustainable development goals, so that you have access to it, and you know this exists, maybe in Okiobo, this exists, maybe in Akure, this other one exists in the southeast. When you know where they are, then you can maximize the opportunity. But something you don't know that it even exists, how would you do it? And that is the problem we actually have with the people at the grassroots. How much knowledge do we take to them? How inclusive as what we've been doing being? Are we just doing it because these ones are not part of the society? And that is why we no longer talk about just sustainable development again. We are bringing in sustainable and inclusive development. And when I say inclusive development, you realize that you find women even at the grassroots. Some of them with every pregnancy, they are still working. Is there a way you can help them? You see a pregnant woman, for instance, working on palm oil at the grassroots, and it's still the old method of using the legs to do it. What can be done that will make life also very easy for this person? that is contributing even to our economy one way or the other, and to food security in Nigeria. Okay? And that is why our approach now is going beyond just, we sit down in Abuja, for instance, or we sit down in our COSI offices, and then we dish out instructions. Can people come around and let's interrogate issues so that they know? Okay, we are coming from the point of view of the knowledge that we have in this area. Can we share the knowledge we have with them so that immediately they get back to their various destinations? They begin to see this is one way we can solve this drainage problem that people at Perewale local government, for instance, are facing using this particular approach. And what they will discover is that it's actually not something so esoteric or something so expensive. These are things we can use even what we have around us, okay, and then begin to solve it. What we are saying is that the level of thinking with which the problems we are facing as a society were created, we cannot stay at that level. We have to change our approach. We have to change the way we do things. We cannot continue to do them the same way over and over again.
Talking about changing the way we do things, sometimes this year, not too long ago, let's just say it was rumored that the federal government was contemplating placing a ban on consumption of momo, and that attracted some very, very interesting reactions from people, like kind of threatening the government not to try it. Is this because you are like the software? Is this an idea that came from your center? Like you advised the government to, and people reacted very sharply.
Basically, there are different agencies of government who are into one thing or the other.
Okay.
I guess that must have come from the leather agency. Those that are into, I guess, that should be my list. Okay. But the point is this: when we talk of development, there are some parameters you use in development which are very critical. If you are bringing anything new to the society thinking that it will benefit the people in the society, you must also revolve it around the people involved. And that's why we tell people, before you introduce anything, can we engage the people involved? Okay? I guess that engagement is missing. Probably when people hear that, it's natural for people to react.
Yes.
And when people sit down and then look at it critically, if you can stay back and then look at, government has said this, why are they saying it? There must be something behind it. We are saying that our economy is struggling. If our economy is struggling, then you discover the kind of money we are losing because we keep on consuming momo, as the case may be. It is not that momo is supplying anything. I guess it's just the fun.
People are so emotional.
It's just the fun probably you derive. Some people even tell you are eating pomoto timuata.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds funny, but there could be something strong from that.
Look at the classes of food. What is pomo actually supplying your body? But let's put that one aside.
No. There's something we can even get from that. There is a kind of emotional attachment that has existed for centuries, for us as a people. And now people struggling to detach, disconnect from that
Emotion has no place.
But this is the way we've always done it. We have always
emotion has no place in development. If we are actually a serious-minded people,
okay,
and then you look at it, I'm not ruling out sentiment. It's natural for it to be. But if you want development the way it should be, okay, we've got to be dispassionate about what we are looking at.
All right.
If you are saying, for instance, there is no job, okay, some people will tell you, but the farmer I sell, that's where I make my money.
That's it.
But we are saying that you can make more money by not eating that pomo, by turning the pomo into very good product. Okay. Now, it's just like the case of our crude oil. Imagine that we are processing it. What that agency is saying is that can we begin to process this leather skin we are talking about into products that can even earn us foreign exchange.
Maybe we are also guilty of the fact that we have not considered the nutritional value. Do we actually have nutritional value from pomo?
As far as I'm concerned, I've tried, I've checked. I'm not a nutritionist, but what I believe is I'm not so sure of any nutritional value that promotes.
So it's just the
study,
emotional
so that,
attachment.
you know, at times, even when we eat, okay, we often forget that the essence of eating is not just to fill your stomach.
That's right.
Okay, the essence of eating is to eat things that will benefit your
The
body.
body.
That's why you see nutritionists telling you it's about portion. It is not about the
about
amount,
quantity.
the quantity you have put before you. So if you look at that, what we are saying is that beyond Pomo, there are so many other things that can actually help the society. Our own society, for instance, to move from where we are to the next level. But unfortunately, because we still operate from the point of view of that ignorance, yeah, you know, your standpoint in life will determine your viewpoint. You can't see beyond where you are standing. Okay? If you stand in a particular place, for instance, you have never heard that an aeroplane exists. And somebody comes to the village to say, when I travel by air. The person will tell you when you are not a witch.
When you are not
only,
a witch.
what they know at that level are witches only fly. But I tell people that it's beyond that. But do you blame that person? The answer is no, you don't. Because the point is that that is the standpoint of that person. And they cannot see beyond that. And we are saying that. Can we begin to also reorientate our people? To let them see things that can come. You will find it interesting that rural is actually cool. Yet, we keep running away from the rural environment to the urban center.
Why?
Okay? I tell people that it's in the rural areas, you eat very good food. Food that are not
Fresh air.
Fresh air, things that have not been adulterated and the rest. Okay? But we don't consider the kind of water we drink from those clay pots. You see how cold
Exactly.
they can be.
Exactly.
That is one technology that you will see people have actually developed over time. Go outside this country, you will be seeing this cold, this
That kind of
clay
pot.
pot stuff. The way they use it outside, something we don't value here, and then we are seeing.
And that was done by the generation of our fathers. We reckon with as being illiterate.
So we
take them to be illiterate.
We need to begin to look at them, and that's what our agency is actually advocating.
All right.
That look, development must not just be limited to the top. We need to take it from
The
it's a
grassroots.
bottom-top approach
Bottom-top
that we are
approach.
trying to do.
Okay.
with this particular-
Oh yes. We just have to. We have to. Time is not our friend. We have to go. Otherwise, this is a topic we can continue to, of course, move from one issue to the other. Development has to be from bottom to the top. So much has been said on STI, science, technology, and innovation. It's not new. It has always been a part of our existence, even since the Stone Age. When we talk about stone, I think it's also right to say that's a form of technology on its own. And science, technology, innovation will continue to be part of our lives, part of the activities we engage in as human beings. Special thanks to our guests, the spokesperson, public relations officer of NACETEN, that's National Center for Technology Management. Thank you for joining us, and the activity coming up, the event coming up at OAU.
Yeah, it's coming up at Africa Awolowo University at our office there.
Yes.
And people can actually get in touch with us.
That's right. On your website,
You
of
can
course.
get in touch with us by checking our website, or by calling 080 60 70 29 70.
All right. So, yes, this is where I'll be drawing the curtain on this conversation, on this broadcast, AM Cafe, OSBC TV, this morning. We appreciate the contributors behind the scene. Yes, at the MCR, the producer, Rishola Ubule. Thank you for the efforts. The executive producer, Lasukomi Oyebayo. Thank you so much for the efforts so far. My name is Benga Famino. Appreciating you for tuning into AM Cafe this morning. I remind you, tomorrow is another time. We'll come your way with another interesting conversation. Till then, this is wishing you a blessed day. Goodbye and God bless.
The Federal Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation presents a 2-day Science, Technology and Innovation Management Forum, aptly themed The Roles of Science, Technology and Innovation (STI) in Development at the Grassroots Level. Date is 17th and 18th of November 2022. Venue, NASATEM Headquarters of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. This forum is designed to provide a platform for science, technology and innovation technocrats to brainstorm on topical issues in STI for sustainable development, to enable stakeholders to collaborate and network in the deployment of STI to the key sectors of the economy, to discuss how STI can be used to enhance inclusive development at the grassroots, among others. Participants expected at the forum are directors of science and technology in Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, STI practitioners in the academia and the private sector, including the general public. For inquiries, please call 0806 070 2979. NASATEM, Managing Technology for Sustainable Development.